You have identified that it is coming from this specific experience, and now you're not going to allow it to come to this other new experience. And so you release it and you allow yourself to be free. And that is literally what happens with fear. You have to acknowledge it, and once you acknowledge it, because most of the time when we do not acknowledge it, it's like it's the one that is in control here. But once you acknowledge it, it's like you are releasing the power to yourself to be free. Hello family, and welcome yet to another episode of Your Purpose with Edda. This is a platform where we have all conversations in relation to purpose and personal development. Welcome again to all our new members. Welcome to the community, and welcome again to our community members. And today we are going to have a conversation about fear. Because for sure, what we understand is we do have fear. But the question is, for us to actually overcome this fear, we need to understand what is really driving this fear. Because once we understand where this fear is coming from, then it will be easy for us to overcome it. Because we want to tackle things from the root. Because here we talk mostly about purpose, and when you're talking about purpose, we have to ask ourselves the why questions, the what questions. We can't just be looking things at the surface level. And that is why I want us to understand, why are we really feeling fear in our minds? What is the root cause of this fear? And some of the things that I'm going to talk today about are things that I have heard from my friends. I have experienced them. I have heard from the people that I coach. And for sure, these are things that are normal to most of us, but we just need to put in the work and just do what we need to do in order for us to just escape this thing called fear. But for sure, it is also normal to just feel fearful, to have this emotional fear. All right. Number one place where fear is coming from is, of course, from our past experiences. Our past experiences can actually either hold us hostage of our lives, or they can actually propel us to live a free life. Because even when you're talking about purpose, one way for us to identify our purpose is through our past experiences and our life experiences. And that is why it's important to identify where that fear is coming from. So if we have identified that it is from our past experiences, so what in our past experiences enabled us to not be able to handle things properly, that has now escalated us to have fear when we face life? And number one thing that could be, maybe in our past experiences, could be either we had physically violent homes or even emotional violent homes. Now we have traumas that are linked to that, and now you are bringing the same trauma that you had in each and every aspect. It is very visible when you see things and you see a pattern that is almost the same. There is fear that is linked there. So once you understand that there is this pattern that you have, when you see somebody behaving in a certain way, then you'll start to understand where the fear is coming from. And once we understand, maybe if it is coming from trauma, then we'll need to do the inner work in ourselves and know that, and try to overcome these patterns from our minds, because everything is literally here, it's in our minds. And try to overcome these patterns slowly, and slowly we get to move from fear to having our freedom. And so the first thing that you need in order to be able to lose the fear power is acknowledge it. Acknowledge that each and every time you see this specific thing, you feel this emotion called fear. Just acknowledge it. Because what it does is that once you acknowledge that you are experiencing fear, and you know that it is coming from this pattern that is from your past experience, it is going to lose power, because you have identified that it is coming from this specific experience, and now you're not going to allow it to come to this other new experience. And so you release it and you allow yourself to be free. And that is literally what happens with fear. You have to acknowledge it, and once you acknowledge it, because most of the time when we do not acknowledge it, it's like it's the one that is in control here. But once you acknowledge it, it's like you are releasing the power to yourself to be free. The number two place where fear is coming from are the limiting beliefs. And where do limiting beliefs comes from? Limiting beliefs are those things that we have told our minds over and over again, or even if it's not us who has told our minds, maybe we were told by our parents when we were growing up, or we were told by our teachers when we were growing up. And so once, since this is something that has been encoded in your mind so many times, it is in your subconscious mind. And so each and every time that you want to either speak up and show up as your authentic self, there is that limiting belief that keeps on either telling you you are not enough, you are not worthy to be in this room, you are not worthy to ask for a salary raise, you are not worthy to speak in front of people about purpose, you are not worthy to speak in front of people about this specific area, about climate, you are not worthy to speak about relationships because you didn't have a relationship that has worked for you before. So we have all these limiting beliefs in our minds, and they keep us in fear. So we don't get to experience ourselves as whole people because we have all these things in our mind. So how you can be able to overcome it is by doing things like affirmations. What affirmation does is that it rewires your mind. So the previous thought that was in your mind is either you are not good enough, but what you keep on rewiring your brain with is I am good enough, I am worthy, I deserve this, I deserve a salary raise, I deserve to speak in front of people, I am a good public speaker, I am a good singer, I am a good dancer. You keep on telling your mind all these things, and since whatever that the negative pattern is no longer active, now you are feeding it with the right affirmations. So the new correct affirmations are the ones that are being rewired now into your mind again. And so once that one is done, you find that slowly those limiting beliefs keep on fading away. So you keep on telling yourself, because we literally feed our minds. So whatever you take in is what comes out. So you feed your mind with positive words, positive thoughts, and slowly by slowly you will see that your life is changing. And also the other thing is by visualization. I learned this from, I think, from a coach that I watched. I can't remember where, but he was talking about visualizing, and it actually works. So the one part of you have you have a board. So one part of the board, you see yourself, your current self, what is going on in your life, how you are handling the self-limiting beliefs. The other part of your mind, you look at your ideal person that you want to be. And so, if it is this person who is confident, who is dressing elegantly, who is moving boldly, you also put it on one side of the board. And then slowly start maximizing this side of the board that is your ideal person, and start pushing it a little bit closer to this side of the board that is talking about the the person that you are right now. And so the more you continue maximizing this person, the more you continue putting your ideal self in your mind. And so once you feed your mind your ideal self, so it starts slowly to be visible in your activities. So let's say, for example, you put yourself, your ideal self, as this person who speaks boldly and dresses elegantly. Slowly by slowly, you will start seeing when you are either purchasing something somewhere, you would want to purchase elegant things, or you'll be more bold when you are speaking to people. And it's normally slowly by slowly, but with time you start feeling it in your body, and you start feeling authentically as you, and slowly by slowly you see that there is actually progress. And once you start seeing progress, the more you want to do it more and more, because it is the same person that you want yourself to be envisioned as, and so you continue putting even more and more work into it, and that is how you grow. All right. So the third thing that actually gives us fear is the external pressures. We can't talk about this enough. For sure, there are cultural norms, there are traditional things that we have experienced, there are family matters, and this one is really big. All these external pressure, or even social media, all these external pressures that we put on ourselves keep continuously give us fear. And it's like literally these people knew you from before, that right now you are showing up differently. And it's like, are they really even going to accept the new me that I have planted me, the new me to be? So it's a matter of questioning yourself, and then you get to a point where you decide that no, and no, I am going to move authentically. Despite all these things that happened to me, I am going to move authentically. And once you start moving authentically, as you, despite all those things coming in, you can be able to maneuver through them, because you know how to maneuver through them, because you are moving authentically in yourself. And if it goes to the extent of you explaining to them, it is okay. Make them understand, because actually what you need to realize is that you have a purpose to fulfill in this world. And if you do not fulfill that purpose in this world, you are the one who is going to be questioned. And things like answers like family pressure, or I don't know, external pressure, those are not going to be worthy answers to on your judgment day. You have a purpose to fulfill, and if you do not fulfill it, it is upon you. You're the one who is going to feel that you have not done enough. You're the one who is going to continuously have those feelings. So it's a point of asking yourself, do I want to please other people, or do I want to please myself? The choice is yours.